Tina can make it.
No.
I don't know. I
That's
haven't
what,
heard anything from Stuart, so I don't know if he's gonna be here or not. We'll go ahead. Give him like a minute, and then we'll get started.
Well, we gave Brooke a minute, so we can give Stuart a minute.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, equal. Are you, Doug? Good, good. Looks like it's greening up on your side of the hill up there.
it's amazing what a little fire will do, isn't it?
You had to mow it.
Yeah. A little moisture and a little clearing, natural clearing.
Yeah, the good thing is it didn't burn super deep, looks like.
No, it was fast and shallow, so.
Yeah, I was up in Montana a few days back, and outside of Billings where that last
Oh,
fire was,
yeah.
it burned inches into the soil. It's not gonna grow anything for years unless, I don't know if they can even reseed that. I think it takes a lot of, leaches the nutrients out of the soil too. So I think if they,
It puts it back though, too. I
Well, you
mean,
would
it's-
think
it's a-
so.
No, it's a combination.
but I thought that the organics pretty
That's
much
the-
just
that's the
blew
problem.
away.
What it does is it burns the topsoil off, and that's where we get hurt around here, is that we don't have any topsoil anyway.
Get that frown off your face, come on. Come on. That's all I got, buddy.
Happy days, happy days. Thanks for coming.
Happy, how are you?
All right, I think we're ready to rock and roll.
Don't worry, Stuart. Brooke just got here too.
Yeah.
Kick her out, though.
10 seconds before you. Why am I being picked on today?
Just 'cause.
Because I'm an easy target.
All right,
Sorry,
Thursday.
I'd be lazy.
Go, hey, no problem. Thursday, October 8th, 2020. This is the monthly meeting of the Natrona County Parks Advisory Board. And we'll begin with a roll call. We'll start over here.
Jim Miller?
Roy Buck.
Dave North.
Stuart Hill.
All right. Go ahead and stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I like that part. Okay.
Sorry.
Moving on, we've got, everybody have a chance to look at the September 10th minutes, meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. Do we have any discussion? Additions, subtractions? We'll go ahead with the vote. All in favor of approval of the September 10th minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Move on to reports from our Parks Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Been a busy man, haven't you?
Oh, hey, some of this is kind of repetitive.
Mr. Chairman, I was wondering if we can't just accept his report as it's written, then we can go through and ask any questions instead of him having to repeat it verbatim.
I'll second that motion.
Only discussion I would have is if you have any addition to what's written here. If you have anything in addition to that, we would love to hear that.
Item 4, I got just a little bit of an update to put into that, and item 5.
So I'd say
Under the mountain.
with that,
With that caveat, yes, sir.
I don't think we need to vote on that. I think we can just go ahead and do it.
Good?
Floor is yours.
Okay. All right, well, I'll just move on to the item 4, the Trail Center. The contractor is going to be up there on the 19th to start tearing the building down. And Lyle Murtha has also started the process to gather the public and the user groups. We've got some tentative meeting dates right now, October 23rd, which is a Friday, be 1 to 5, and October 27th, which is a Tuesday, 1 to 5. Most likely it'll be at the Ag Center. That room's available. And he is going to let me know which one of those dates best fits the people that have responded. I think some of you have gotten that notice as well, Jim. Yeah. So if you have any questions on that, item 5, the bear trap shelters, those are also going to be taken down after he gets the lodge down. However, we got a little bit of a hang-up. They found some asbestos on one of those roofs, so that has to be dealt with first. And then that process can go ahead. But they'll start the lodge, and weather and everything permitting, we'll do the shelters. And I believe that's pretty much the only additions I had.
Thank you. Any questions from the board for Mike?
I have one, Mike. On the Trail Center, do they plan on leaving the foundation?
Yeah, they originally bid it to take it out, but I'm gonna have them leave it so we can put that trailer on there.
Okay.
Then I'd kind of like to tie on to that. So do you foresee any problems placing that temporary shelter?
Not yet. If he takes that building down, doesn't disturb the sewer system and the water system that's underneath that crawl space, and he's gonna be real cautious of that, but that would be the only small item that we might have to fix if he damaged it to hook that trailer up. I will tell you that we're still waiting on our permit on the water well to reconnect. It's still connected, but we're not allowed to operate it yet. We have some maintenance to do on it, which I think I talked about in one of the other meetings, is the well casing, and there'd be some reconfiguration of the pumps, and DEQ hasn't approved that yet. Along with that, we've started the process on that leach field up there to move it at the fire station, and Health Department has given us a tentative okay. We've moved some trees, but we haven't got the final okay. That, again, is something that needs to happen before winter. And I think that's how that ties into the water well.
Do we have any idea what the time frame is to get the permissions back from the DEQ?
Barry Vinn just sent me a text this week. Karen Farley's reviewing it. They're trying to let us do it under a maintenance versus a full reconstruction in their terminology. If we can do it under maintenance, there's not a whole lot of holdup other than the resizing of the pump, and we'd have to put a little pump house up there. But then we'd have water back down to the lodge. Downside of that is if that doesn't happen, I don't have water to go into that trailer. So,
You got a plan B,
dry camping.
dry camping?
What's the size of that temporary building?
I think it's a 44 by 14, if I remember right, or 46. If you want to get an idea what it looks like, there's one sitting out there past the Beacon Club. It's a brown and gold roof.
I can't get by the Beacon Club.
Yeah, well,
Just like a magnet?
I don't know what the address is, but it's just to the west side of the Beacon,
Okay.
where that old little coffee house used to be.
Okay.
Drive up. As a matter of fact, that's his office.
Okay, so that's, that's a Wyoming shed that we're getting to put up there?
It's actually coming out of Montana.
Yeah, but our Montana shed.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's that company.
yeah, it's
Okay.
made by the Amish.
West?
So a couple bathrooms and any other amenities, what else?
Great
you got?
room, and it's got a counter space in it that you can sit at and/or stand, covered space underneath that. We anticipate putting some of that furniture back in there that was in the lodge. And, it's not gonna be as big as the lodge, obviously, but it'd be a place to get warm and go to the bathroom.
So what's the team gonna do for waxing and such?
It's been in big discussion lately. So it's basically up to the coaches, and they've reached out to the district people, and I don't know what they've come up with since I'm not a coach any longer, so. that's been that way for 7 years. So I don't know what they've decided. Some talk has been that they're gonna have the kids do it, but that doesn't seem like it's gonna work, so they're trying to figure out what to do. But a temporary building also. I think Harry Brubaker is talking to Jason Kateris on what will he accept up there for a temporary building. So,
Okay, well,
how much room do you have at your house?
plenty.
Okay.
Come on over.
Okay.
Yeah, we can set up a whole garage for you.
Okay.
Commissioner Kaufman, did you have any questions or additions,
Thank you.
comments? Okay, I believe that covers all of the updates. We'll move to item 6, information. So Central Wyoming Trails Association. Anybody have any information on that as far as, I've seen pictures of the cleanup. It looked amazing, what I saw.
I was up there during the cleanup, and Tia took care of the Central Wyoming Trails area on the bike trails, and Nordic Club took care of the ski trails. And I think the Nordic Club had 20, 25 people, and that was not all Nordic Club people, it was community people, and people who walked by said, we'll give you a hand because there's a free hot dog at the end. So, but it was, we got a lot done. The Nordic part of it covered all the trails. And everything on the Nordic side, and that's not including the biathlon, is ready for skiing.
How's the biathlon look?
I have not been over there.
Okay.
They have got some construction going on over there now. It must be something on the, is it, Mike, is it on the
It's on-
pavement?
On the northeast end, they're paving, yeah.
Right, okay. Because that's what all the activity is, going up the mountain, that people have been wondering about. There's been trucks going and coming for the last 3, 4, 5 days. Heavy trucks, I mean, just hauling a lot of material. So I haven't been back in there because it looks like it was too busy.
Thank you.
We also had the and I don't have the name for them, but the horse club.
Equestrians?
Yeah, and I don't know if there's a name to it or not, but they served the food for everyone that wanted to tend to eat. And I think they had 4 or 5 people there. They were enthusiastic that they had something to do. So,
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's good to see all those different groups working together.
we had, I was kind of responsible of getting all the community people involved, and Tia took care of the Central Wyoming Trails, and I told her I would take, because I know most of the people who are involved in that, so I got the snowshoe people involved, they were up there. So we had a number of people, the running club, snowshoers, horse people, ski people, hikers, so we had a great showing. We have the Martin's Hut is ready for the community for all split wood for the fire all winter in Martin's Hut. There's probably 5 cords in there, so they won't go through it yet. But when you put a bunch of high school kids on it and say we need to fill it up, we got 2 hours. And so they went to town. They loved it. So junior high people were also involved in it, as well as high school. So it was a good show. And we thank Visit Casper for supplying the food. So,
I just have to say, it gives me a good feeling with all the dissension we have going on, not just here, but all across the country, to see that people are still coming together to take care of projects. And so that, I just had to say that. It makes me feel good about our community and how we take care of ourselves, so, thank you for that. Anybody else have any other questions?
I'd say I also have the warm and fuzzies there. Everybody, all those people together. Wow. That is something.
And that's all you gotta do, is you gotta just gather up and put the dissension aside and say, this is what we need to get done. And I think reaching out to Tia, and we had a number of conversations with Tia, or I did, and we said, let's just get it done. I don't care. And that's how it worked. So it was nice to see everyone come together for the cause of the community.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, wow.
Excellent. We'll move to public comments. And I think we have one public here, so come on up. There you go.
Angle. My name is Douglas Irvin. I live at 6835 South Rotary Park Road. I want to thank the board and Mike for all the progress we've made this summer. It's been pretty great. The trail work up in Rotary Park on the bypass by Mr. Crispin's land is looking really nice. I'd also like to, as we've mentioned, all the groups that were up there September 26th working on trails. We had the CWTA, the Horsemen, the Nordic folk, lots of people up there, and it was great to see everybody working together, and they knocked out a lot of work up there. It was really great, and Tia did a great job of making sure she had people there that knew what needed to be done and just pointed the volunteers at it and get it done. Along those lines, I'd like to also thank the Snow Gypsies for stocking up the emergency shelters. They stocked them with all the firewood for the season, and they've done some work up there at Ponderosa, getting in the fire, the stove, and stocking up the new Ponderosa shelter. That's looking great now too. Lots of accomplishments, and it's been great. One thing I'd like to bring up is keeping in mind some things that we can work forward throughout the winter and keep in mind for next year. In Rotary, we really need to get some eyes on the top of the falls trails from the overlooks. Rotary did some work there a year or two ago, and it is now decaying and falling down. There's steps that are gone. The railings, the wire railings are falling down, and sometimes they're just all over the place. It's a pretty big safety hazard, so I'd really recommend somebody get up there to look at it and get a plan. It's very steep, so I don't know. It's going to be a lot of work to bring it up to par, but right now it's not safe. And I'd also like to encourage the Parks Board to keep working on the easements. Don't know what the progress has been on the corner by Mr. Crispin's land, but that and Michael Reed's, if we get those established, then we'll have the whole bridle trail. So I'd like to keep asking on the progress on that so we can finally get that all tied up. And thank you for your time, and thank you for your service.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you. Thanks, Ted. Mike, do you know that railing up there, was that something that Rotary, do you remember at all?
Actually, I've been in contact with them, and 71 Construction is supposed to be going up there and taking a look at that. There's the cable that's loose. I don't know about the steps. I haven't been there. But that's got to be addressed, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, just an update too on the easements. I can't speak to the Mike Reed, but we have had many conversations with Mr. Chrisman, and the easement has not yet been signed, but we're working towards the language on that. So I believe it's in his court to sign, so we're very close.
Great, thanks for the update.
Thank you. Okay, I don't think, unless you've got more comments, I think we're done with public comments. We'll move to board member comments. Stuart.
Well, there's a really great lady sitting at the end of the table over here. 40 years?
Almost, 3 months shy.
She is retiring on the 15th?
Probably the 27th.
The 20, okay.
I was gonna do the 15th, but that is.
Well, for many years, she did everything over there, and this board wouldn't be where it's at now without her. So, thank you. Mike, I have no idea what you're going to do now. That's all I really have, Mr. Chairman.
Glenn, I do want to thank you for all your service. And,
Thank you.
I mean, I know I've been working with you for a long time on different things, and you've always been a pleasure to work with and helped me get done what I needed to get done in the way that it needed to be done, so I do appreciate that. And sad to see you leave, but I understand why. I think many of us are looking forward to that same day when we get there. The other thing I want to say is Mike, you've done more than I think anybody expected to be done in the last few months. And I know you have a full plate, and stepping in as the director of the parks just added a lot to that. But the amount of stuff that you've gotten done in the parks, as well as what your regular responsibilities are with the road and bridge, head and shoulders above, I think, what anybody expected. And I do want to express the thanks for that.
Appreciate it.
I know there's been a lot of stuff that's been worked on for a long time, and you're getting it done. And we appreciate that.
Well, there's a lot of people involved.
So I know, but it still takes a leader to get it accomplished, and it takes that leadership role, and you stepped into it, and like I said, we do appreciate that.
Thank you.
Mike, thank you. I mean,
Thank you.
what more can I say?
I call you a lot.
It's okay. My phone's open, and that's why a lot of things get done. We communicate,
He's the mountain man.
but thank you.
Yeah.
And Glenn, I don't know what we're gonna do. You know, I think you can do 3 more months to get 40 years.
I agree.
But it doesn't gain me anything.
Oh, it does. It gains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is a big gain. But your knowledge that you're gonna be leaving is I don't know how anybody will not fit into your shoes. The smile that you've put on every day to deal with the conflicts and have been just warming to us all, and we wish you the best of luck on your retirement, and thanks again for doing what you do for the county.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that.
I almost said I love you.
Well, you just did.
On YouTube.
Anything else, Jim?
That's it.
I just have to echo the rest of the board's comments. Glenn, I love walking into the office and your smiling face is the first thing that I see. Always smiling, always upbeat, always positive, and you don't know how much we appreciate that. So I would just like to echo everybody else and say, happy trails. I hope that your future is bright, and I hope you enjoy your retirement instead of some of us who forgot how to retire.
Well, thank you, Roy.
Yeah, so good luck to you. And Mike, I want to also echo the board. The things that you've gotten done in the past 3 months are amazing, so.
Yeah, we just got to figure out how to pay for it all now.
That's always the problem. I have that problem myself. So, thank you.
All righty.
Commissioner?
Thank you. So congratulations on your retirement. And I don't want to be redundant, but one of the things I think is really hard about these positions and where you guys are is it feels like nothing happens for a very long time and then everything happens. So it's been really neat to see some of the progress on the mountain. It feels like years and years in the making. And I still stress to people, it goes slower than you want. It's county government. However, it is nice to see things happen in a parks board that's supporting the effort and a commission that supports parks and a public that wants to be involved. And I feel like we've seen a lot of growth and progress even in the last 18 months. So I don't want to take up everybody's time, but I'm really grateful to that. And I appreciate the patience of our citizens as we get projects done. They take time, but they get done. So looking forward to more good to come.
Thank you. I do too. Okay. Any other board comments? Glenna, did you have anything you wanted to say?
Not really. It's been nice working with all of you.
Well, we already told you how we feel, so.
I've enjoyed it. But it'll be good to move on.
Yes, change is good. Okay, with that,
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that.
okay, we have a motion to adjourn. Meeting is adjourned.
Mine just broke all records.